Whoa, Nelly! That's right, the Chief is back with another episode of ArmaGEEKdon. This time we've got a video game special. And the video game we're going to be talking about is Streets of Rage 4. The popular scrolling beat-em-up game came back last year with a vengeance with the latest iteration in that sequence of games, so to speak. This is a multiplayer game, can be played solo, but best played multiplayer. So the Chief is not going to be in this alone. The Chief is tag teaming. Got a special guest joining me for this episode. Make yourself known, sir.
It's Paul Deadly Pencils from GI Joburg. Hey guys.
How you doing, my good friend?
I am good. I'm good, and I'm really excited about talking about one of my favorite game series of all time. So
wow, okay, big news there. Now listen, let's just get straight into it. Streets of Rage. What was your involvement with that series as a kid? Did you get them growing up, each one?
I did. I actually totally skipped the first one, but I found the Streets of Rage 2. It was on special at like a pharmacy in South Africa. So there's like a pharmacy called Clicks, and they sell like electronics and things as well. In fact, that's actually where my first Famicom comes from as well. Famicom inverted commas because it's a knockoff. But then, yeah, they had a whole bunch of Mega Drive games on special, and I think I got Streets of Rage 2 for like $50. I was like, oh, mom, this game's like 50 rand, like, let's, and she's like, oh, fine. And I got it, I brought it home, I called my good buddy David across the road, who's also a big gamer, and we just jammed Streets of Rage 2 that whole afternoon, and we loved the hell out of it. And that became one of those games that every time I got home from school, I would pop Streets of Rage 2 in, I would choose Axel or Blaze, and I would just play through it. I'd just like do full-on playthroughs. And I'd see how long I could go without dying. And then I think there was a cheat code to unlock extreme difficulty.
Right. Okay.
So I even did that at one point. I was nuts. I was nuts for Streets of Rage 2, man.
Was that so? What were I'm trying to think of the competitors for that around that time. Final Fight, would that have been?
Yeah, I would say.
I'm trying to think of other ones. There wasn't a massive amount. I played, me and Ben and Gav, his brother, played a lot of Super Probotector on Super Nintendo, which I think might have been called Contra elsewhere, Contra 3 maybe. But I guess that was a bit more kind of futuristic with guns and stuff, whereas this was purely a side-scrolling beat 'em up, which is great. What about number 3 then? Did you get number 3?
I did. I played number 3. Also, David and I played it. We also finished it, but we got the bad ending the first time because it's kind of like intertwined with that. But I know that it was...
Is that the guy, Mr. Big, with the machine gun? Is he 3 or is he 2? End of game.
The Mr. X, I think that that's 3. Yeah.
3. Okay.
So Mr. X with the machine gun, normally with like the Tommy gun, is the second game.
Okay.
And then there's like the cyborg version of him, which is like number 3.
Right. Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. But I got like with Streets of Rage specifically at that time. I mean, South African releases were kind of funny because we got Streets of Rage 2. Like, I mean, I was playing Streets of Rage 2 probably a little bit later after it came out. So like my premium beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up then was actually Turtles. Turtles
in Time. Heist? No, Hyperstone Heist. Yeah.
Which I love as well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so
and that was just on the home. Was that in the arcade 4-player, but then 2-player at home, or was it?
No. So Turtles in Time was the 4-player in the arcade, which they then ported over to the SNES as a 2-player co-op game. Okay. And then Hyperstone Heist is its own thing, but it's kind of got some of the same levels. Like,
right.
Yeah, but and in my opinion, a better soundtrack, but let's not go there.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk soundtracks. We're going to talk Streets of Rage because the original soundtrack is great, and I've discovered, which I didn't know, that you could actually play the original soundtrack when you're playing Streets of Rage 4. There's an option to do that, but the soundtrack for 4 is banging anyway. So it's a tough choice about what you choose. But let's talk about 4. Like I said to you offline, me and Ben just only purchased it about 2 weeks ago in a PS4 sale, because when it came out, he was like, "Oh, we got to get this game. We were still playing Star Wars Battlefront 1 on the PS4.
Cool.
Then Stephen, our good buddy Stephen Jubber, had played. I know he played Streets of Rage 4 with his good lady wife, and they'd completed it through. And then me and Ben wanted a new game, and we ended up with Trials Fusion. the motorbike game.
Oh yeah.
Now, I had played previous iterations of Trials and loved it. I love kind of these short snippet levels, 30 second, 60-second levels,
puzzles,
a bit of a puzzle, instant replayability. But this version, man, it ground us into dust. It became so grindy for us to progress to new levels. We just, after a week, we just put it down and said no more. We outplayed the game. And then I said to him, look, this game's on sale, £12.99. Let's get it. And he's like, cool, let's get it. And we've pretty much played it every night for the last 2 weeks now. So we came to it very late, but were you there on kind of launch day getting it? Were you anticipating it?
I was. I caught the initial teaser trailer, which I think was like about a year beforehand. So it's like near the end of 2018, actually.
Right.
Caught that teaser trailer, and I was just hot for that game in the biggest way. And watching videos. And I actually, it spurred me on to play Streets of Rage 2.
Right.
And then somewhere in between that, I mean, Stephen was here in Johannesburg just before he had gone over to do all of his stuff in Asia, and we chilled out a little bit. And I have this Mega Drive collection on the PS4, and it's got Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. So Stephen and I actually did 1 and 2 together.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah, it was like one of the last games that we actually managed to play together before he went off and everything and did his thing. So
and never came back.
And never came back. Like he's stuck in Australia now. So.
Cool. So you were on board. You were champing at the bit to
big time
to get this game. Yeah.
Every update, I've been watching YouTube videos on like iframes on how the combos have changed. I have been nuts about it.
Great.
Not that I'm the best player, but
No.
I've been nuts about it. Yeah.
Cool. I was a bit on the fence. I was like, this just looks like a dated Sky-scrolling beat 'em up, which has been updated graphically. And I was like, I saw all these reviews flooding in. I was like, people are saying this game's incredible and amazing. And I was still a bit on the fence. Then obviously when we got it and we played it every night for 2 weeks. It's like, it's got me by the balls, man. And it will not let go. I played a 3-hour solo session yesterday that I did not want to play. I wanted to go on and just try out a bit of Floyd action, for the power. And I was like, this is going to be one go. And I was like, this level takes about 9 minutes to do and I'm done. And it was 3 hours and I could not put that bastard pad down. Every time I went to put it down, the retry X button was so quick to get me back in. I couldn't stop. So it had me. But listen, what we're going to do, me and my man Deadly are going to actually fire up a level. We're going to have a quick playthrough on a short level. And then we're going to come back afterwards, and we're going to give you our thoughts on the game and what the highs and lows, etc.
That one. That's the one I'm going to use.
That's it. Stay tuned. We got.
I'm rocking Blaze.
We got the Killer Blaze from Weapon Logic.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Right. Ooh, Floyd's a big character.
He's a big boy. Forgetting. He's got the range, Floyd, and he's got the power, but he does not have the speed.
And yet, I still see people do amazing things with this character online.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be a fair few points there.
Nice one.
Okay, knifers. You get the front. I'll take the knifers at the back.
Incoming.
Yep.
Fine, I'm sending him back.
Send him back to his maker.
Sorry.
It's alright.
My bad. Naughty word! I said it.
We're all good. Okay, where's these? Watch out!
Yeah, he got me. Lag.
Yeah, tidy.
Thank you. Sorry, that was revenge. No! I was trying to save you there.
It's alright. Get this Y signal. Yeah, get that cash money. Oh no, knife.
Yeah.
Knife are coming. Oh no, sorry, not a knife for it's the next bit, isn't it? You want that food?
I know, you can grab it, it's fine, I'll be fine.
Sure?
Yeah. Second thought. Actually didn't realize my health dropped that low.
Oh, you sliding bastards. I swear they only ever slide if it's going to break a combo.
Yeah, I swear they coded that way. Has to be.
Otherwise they're not
Makes
sliding.
Makes the most sense. Yeah. Oof, that was so lucky.
Oh, you sent him flying. Again, he slid because we were on a combo.
Yeah. Good to keep an eye on game logic like that. So usually when I play...
Watch out behind.
Thank you. I make sure that I'm about 3,000 before I get you. You can grab that pizza, man.
Yeah. Right, we should just not let him out of here. Oh, you Chief, I threw him the wrong way. That's my bad. Awful, you're supposed to keep him where he is.
Tied up.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Oh, at least we got that one.
Pete, get that
but we are woefully under par right now.
Yeah, I'm saying 10,000 at this point. We got about 6.
Yeah.
It's about 10 for
Can we make it up?
Oh, I hate taking a cheap one. Bit of pizza up here.
See ya. Thanks, man. Yep, that was my bad.
It's alright.
Inbound.
Yep.
Grab the pizza, so yeah.
You get the noodles. Well, I got burger.
Noodles, and then because then that way when we go and fight the boss, you can go and you can get the score multiplied from the health.
Yeah. We can get one each because there's a min and a max one, isn't there?
That's correct. Yeah.
The big one's at the bottom. I mean, look, our score. You want to be on about 15,000 at this point. We've got 8, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the pizza, so if you want to get the noodles, I'll keep Snake Lady busy.
Right, a bit of extra points, I suppose. I couldn't get out in time.
person was fair, we weren't practicing or something before this.
Yeah.
Like. Oof, very nice.
That was a nice one, actually.
Run away! Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, come off it. She's annoying me now. Knifer.
Goody.
Well,
but yeah. Oh well.
I mean, that
looks like we're just gonna have to do more of these.
I mean,
I think I'm also getting used to that, like the lag of things as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But hey, not too bad. We were 20,000.
I mean, look,
we should have been 26.
We should have been 26. We could be 26 easily, but that was a good little taster. Little taster there. Streets of Rage 4, and look, we haven't played together before, so that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. We'll take that. We'll take that. Whoa! There you go. That is level 1, just completed by your two main men right here, laying the smack down on those bad guys. Yeah, great game. Great game. Love this game. I know you love it too.
Big fan.
What stands out for you straight off the bat when you pick up the pad and you tackle, whether it be that level or a different level? What kind of just gets you?
Oh, dude, that soundtrack. I love that first level soundtrack, and I love that it's done by Yuzo Koshiro, who did the original soundtrack. I love it. It's so cool. And you know, when it gets to that point, and it's just like it's got this like dark, edgy vibe, and then it gets to this point, and it just kicks into that whole like 90s house vibe. Kills me. It gets like I get goosebumps. I just want to go and fight stuff.
Yeah. I love the fact that the bad guys, they're instantly recognizable, the majority of them, to the ones from the original games as well. But you know, they're just, and what is the style of that, the art and animation? Because it's not cell shaded, but it's just kind of, I don't know if it's got an actual name or if it's just, I don't know.
I want to say it's okay. It's not cell shaded because it's not 3D graphics that's being shaded with a animation shader, but I would say it's very much like a traditional animation 2D. Like, yeah. And another game that uses it is the Monster Hunter re-releases, so Cursed Kingdom and the Dragon's Trap, and they have that look as well. And I'm big on it because I've always wanted that when I was younger. Like on PlayStation, when PlayStation 1 came out, that's what we were hoping beat 'em ups would look like, and then everybody was going for like 3D graphics. But yeah, I love that. I think the only other game that comes to mind from the past that actually did that was Guardian Heroes on Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
So it's
Guardian. Like, yeah. That was a good game.
Yeah, very cool game. And I mean the graphic style is down. The second I saw an artwork of Axel, I was like amped for it, and then that was what I was dying to see when I played the game. It's like, is it gonna feel right? And that's another thing about this game. It feels so crunchy. Yeah. And when you like punch stuff, it just feels so right. It's just special.
It's just the sound effect is great, and just the connection of the you know the pixels which you can't see, just kind of marrying up. But even some of those early bad guys, I find a bit tricky. You know, you've got to remember. You know, they all have patterns, but you do have to memorize. You know, you can't jump in on some guys because they will uppercut you out of the air, and then obviously you've got the signal dudes who love that slide.
Yeah, you know, and then you got Galcia with his knife.
Yep. And every time, me and Ben call them, you know, these knife bastards, and you know they're coming, and they're moving in the same pattern every single time, and you know you just got to jump kick them or whatever. But every now and again, you will get done by one of them guys, even though you know exactly how to counter them. And that kind of runs through the whole game. Every enemy has a counter that you can do, and when I try not to watch too many videos of people getting S ranks with big scores because it makes me feel a bit inferior, but you know, every villain, every enemy has a counter that you can do to mean you will not get hit. But just because you know that, you cannot always put it into practice.
Yeah, you got to. If you want advice for that, and I mean, you don't. I think with gaming, you don't have to be like you're not a gamer if you're good at every game. Okay, like I think you're a gamer if you enjoy games and you make the time to do it. But my advice with anything like that, where you're trying to get better, is just actively practice. Like literally go into a level and set yourself a goal and actively practice. And when you miss that goal, just restart again and keep getting it. That's what I do. That's what I used to do.
That's exactly what me and Ben were doing on our replays through. So we would have the first encounter. What's the one in the precinct? I think it's level 3, stage 3. So where you start and there's the bars are down and there's kind of bad guys behind you and in front of you straight away as soon as you start. So we always say we have to get out of that area without getting hit and have to have a minimum of like 1900 points. And if that doesn't happen, then it's a restart. We kind of set benchmarks. We need to be on 8,000 points by this point, and we need to eat the food, because if you eat the food when you're on full health, that gives you a massive points bonus.
Exactly.
So obviously, traditionally, you'd wait till your health bar was down, eat the food to boost up. But if you're confident in your abilities, eating the food when you're already on a full health, more points. So
exactly, it keeps you living longer. Yeah, like it's smart. It's a very smart game design, and it's a weird thing, but that's kind of the one thing that beat 'em ups have needed, is a system like that, like a system that awards you for playing well. Because we've always had points and scores. I mean, Final Fight has got that as well, but this game balances it really well for me, and it makes sense almost immediately. You know, cool. And then also, like, do you guys ever do that thing where you play the game, you're not allowed to use superpowers, like you're not allowed to use that special?
Yeah, so we because you get, it's like 250 points or something like that for every star you've saved at the end of the level.
Yeah.
So we were going in saying, right, let's not use those unless it's on a boss fight and it looks like we're going to lose a life or we're not going to complete the level. So it's kind of last ditch attempt. But yeah, it kind of putting that constraint on you actually makes you play better, because you know you don't have that as a fallback, or you want to conserve that. So get out of spots, and maybe you do. I know what I need to do more, and that is just standing jump attack options. Where Adam's got a real cool one where he jumps and does the splits and kicks either side. And I don't utilize that enough if an enemy's coming in from left and right, because if you're attacking an enemy on the left and you go into a throw, but if one's coming from the right and you can't cancel the throw, you're going to get punched and lose the combo. So just knowing, I think they call it cancel frames or invincibility frames, something like that.
Frame. So you're canceling an iframe. You're canceling into something else. Yeah. So I love Blaze. She's got that flying kick, so it kind of goes. Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite things in that game. Also, how cool is it, and how like 90s action movie is it when you can catch a weapon and throw it right back?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I love that.
Throw it and it bounces off a wall and you can catch it back again.
Yeah, I love that. Like I sometimes will do that as well, and like maybe shop viewers might have seen me do it like in the background or something, because I know I've done it, but I'm always consciously aware of doing it. Where I kind of will beat somebody up and then like throw it against the wall and catch it and be like, Groof.
There's one, I saw someone, piece of advice, there's these, what are they called? What are the black dudes called who uppercut you out of the air? Are they Donovans? Donovans, yeah. There's some of those in the later levels that are kind of souped up versions. They're holding like the bats, whatever. And and they'll catch weapons. And one piece of advice I saw is, if you've got a weapon, a real cool thing is throw it at them. They'll take a couple of frames to grab the weapon out of the air. As they're grabbing the weapon, that's when you attack them. So it's almost like you give them a weapon and then beat them up and take it back.
Which is like kind of ironic, because that's actually a real martial arts thing. Like,
right, okay.
Yeah, like we're trained, we actually do something. We have a move that we actually purposefully throw a weapon up in the air. To do that, for somebody's like gut instinct to go like this to try and grab it, or to like look at it and then you go.
Yeah, because I suppose you throw something at someone, you can't help but look in the direction, or it grabs your attention, and then you're getting punched in the face. But
totally. So like guys, it could even be your like shopping. Sorry, I'm getting into martial arts.
Who's your least favorite common enemy that you just every time you say this bastard, every time this guy gets me?
Dude, those like they're like kickboxers, those kind of dudes.
Oh, the Muay kickboxer dudes.
Oh, those I hate those dudes. It's like it's hit or miss for me. If I get to that second level and one of them like nails me, I'm just like no.
Can't have it. Can't have it.
I'm like, no. Before when I started, I was like, fine, no problem, I'll push through. But then when they like start on that, then I just know it's going to be a knock-on effect of that happening, of that rubbish the whole way through.
Yeah.
But if I get in there and I like slam one and I'm hit him into those electric those little electric spots in the ground or whatever, and then I can just keep wailing, then I'm good.
I tell you, the one I hated, the one who looks like Iron Fist, and he does the kind of double jump kick.
Yes. Yeah.
You know those guys? Yeah. Because I know it's going to be a double kick, but I just always mentally forget about it. So I think I'm out of range of the first kick, and he comes in and then carries on. But then after I'd kind of mastered that one, it was those Tina Turner looking, the ones, you know what I mean, in the zebra striped trousers with the mohawk. Oh.
They are mean because they're so well designed that the whole game teaches you to go boom, 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 boom combo, right? Like the whole time. And then, but with them, you have to kind of go boom, boom, back off, because then they do a thing and then you go boom, boom,
charge
boom.
Thing and then bang. Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually linked to my least favorite boss in that whole game, which is that return of what's his name from the first game, Barbon. It's that biker level. That
yeah,
dude. Yeah. And you have to be smart there, hey, like when you play that level, otherwise it gets stupid.
The one with all the bikes or the motorbikes, which you can smash up. Yeah.
And every time you smash them up, people come outside. It's great.
Yeah, man.
Another
good game. So much
very good
replayability.
Game. Very, very cool game. In fact, there was, and this was kind of like leading up to Streets of Rage, and this is where my like trepidation came from. They had recently done like a remake of Double Dragon. I think it's called Double Dragon Neon.
Okay.
It's not bad. A lot of guys have nailed it and panned it completely. It's not bad. But if that was your experience and then like somebody was like, oh, Streets of Rage 4 is coming, you're going to have this like lingering, it's just going to be like that. So I think that maybe put a lot of people off.
Right.
But now that you've played Streets of Rage 4, if you go back to Double Dragon Neon, it's actually interesting. It's different enough. And it should be cheap. You should be able to get your hands on it for fairly cheap. Yeah, it was fun. It's not great, but
I think what we'll do with Streets of Rage 4, me and Ben, is probably we'll progress through all the stages. We're not at S rank level yet. We're trying to get Bs for all the stages, and then we'll either go back and try and get S rank, or we'll crank it up to hardest to see what we can do, and then crank it up to mania. I don't think we'll do. What's the mode? Is it arcade mode where you get no continues and it's literally just 2 lives from the start to the finish? I mean, we are so far off that, but we haven't unlocked all the characters yet. We haven't unlocked the Streets of Rage 3 characters yet. So
so when all that happens,
yeah. But I mean,
that's the thing. And then also there's DLC, but I don't know if it's going to be paid. There's going to be DLC for Streets of Rage 4. It's a character. I don't know if it's going to be a paid character, but the rumor is that it's going to be Joe Musashi from Shinobi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is pretty cool, actually. So,
man, I love Shinobi. That is, I remember playing that. We had when I was, I don't know, probably young. I was in high school, and the local fairground would be every year this carnival, and they had this little small arcade cabinets under a tent, and Shinobi was there, and no one was ever playing it except me. And I'd put all my money into this Shinobi cabinet, that and Operation Wolf. And doing the mate, when they're coming towards you, love it. In fact, I've got that on the Sega Master System. The conversion's okay, but I've got a better version on the. What have I got that on? I actually downloaded it when I had a Wii from the online Nintendo store. And then I have got another version as well, but I'm actually going to get Shinobi out and see if I can complete that one.
Like, and
actually,
also,
is it on the? I've got the
Sega
the mini Super Nintendo and the mini Mega Drive. I don't know if it's on either of those.
I think Shinobi. I think
maybe
it is
Revenge
on the mini Mega Drive.
Yeah,
Revenge of Shinobi is on the Mega Drive. But I went and got myself Shinobi 3 for the Mega Drive, for the mini Mega Drive as well. I mean, I borrowed it from the internet.
Yeah. Is that? I don't think I've ever played that one.
It's so great. It's got one of my favorite soundtracks, also done by Yuzo Koshiro, by the way.
Okay.
Like, very cool. Yeah, man, like, awesome game. I had that as a kid as a birthday present. I think I was 11 years old, 10 or 11 years old. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Something you mentioned now. I've got a bit of a cool Easter egg to share with you. I don't know if you still have an original Mega Drive at home.
I've got one behind me. It's just it is.
Oof. Love me that console. So I don't know, like, okay, so in South Africa we had a lot of games come from different regions. So we had games come from like America, we had games come from Brazil, we had games come from the UK, which was our actual source. We were meant to have PAL games, and we had Japanese PAL and Japanese NTSC, which did exist for the Japanese, for the Asian market. So we used to get all of that. So sometimes if you had a UK Mega Drive or a PAL Mega Drive, it obviously couldn't run American games, but the chip set was the same. So what you did is you got like something called a Mega Key. I don't know if you're familiar with that. And it's like a little cartridge that you put in, and you hit some dip switches, and you put your cartridge over there. So with Streets of Rage, when you play Streets of Rage PAL, you can hear the music slower. It's like do. Okay, but then you switch on the little dip switches to make it the Japanese version, and then it changes the game. The title screen will change to bare knuckle, and you'll actually run at NTSC speed.
Okay,
maybe a little bit faster. So, like, if you ever,
that's interesting, because I had not this one. I had an old Mega Drive that had a switch here. Yeah, someone had taken it apart, and they had put, it was a little metal kind of lever switch that would enable it to play NTSC. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the kind of stuff. Yeah, it's super wild, and it's so cool that, like, a lot of the time the localization was done on the same chip, like on the same board. Like, so you actually had the Japanese version of the game for some games built into the chipset. Yeah, it's unusual. Yeah. So that's the thing. But yeah, if you're ever bored and you've got the means to try that, you should. Cool. But yeah, man, like, sorry, like, you got me on Streets of Rage now, and I'm like, I love it. I mean, yeah, I blame Streets of Rage. Sorry, man, I was gonna say now, I blame Streets of Rage and Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic CD, the Japanese Sonic CD, for my love of dance music, because I DJ and stuff like that, so I love dance music, and I love it's those games. It's those games I'm thankful for like giving me that taste in music. So
cool. Listen, that was a very quick snapshot of Streets of Rage 4 from a couple of guys, one who's been playing it recently, one who's been playing it for quite a while now. It looks like he's about to go and have another go now. But yeah, we might even delve into some other video games here on ArmaGEEKdon down the line. And I know one man who's very much into video games, and that is my man, Paul Deadly. So expect to see him coming back for some future episodes. Yeah, let us know what games you want us to have a look at, and maybe we'll even take some requests. But until next time, if you're in a position to subscribe, help out, notify, and all that kind of thing, that's good. But until next time, make sure you keep it geek.
Done. Berg.